Assalamu alaikum. One reason why a lot of people can't get fit is because they feel like they don't have enough time. And I'm going to share two solutions with you today. And they're very powerful solutions that have worked for a lot of people who are working 80, even 100 hours a week, people who had 4 kids, 5 kids, 6 kids. I know this sounds crazy because some people who only work 40 to 60 hours a week and have 1 to 2 kids already feel like they don't have time. They already feel overwhelmed. And they really feel like even though they've sincerely resolved to lose weight year after year after year, that they just didn't have time to be consistent. And maybe they were consistent for a little bit of time, but then they fell off. And if this has applied to you, then you definitely need to watch this video because I'm going to tell you exactly how we solve it in 2 ways. So the first thing that we need to realize is that time is something that if you learn how to manage it in a very powerful way, the way that some of these people who work 80 plus hours a week and have 4 plus kids have been able to do fitness in a time efficient way. That's the second component, is the strategy aspect. Once you realize that it is possible, you start to feel more confident and less overwhelmed. And then within the whole mental component of this, you also need to get organized. You need to figure out what needs to get done in your family priorities, your work priorities, everything else, and get very organized about this. And this is, something that you got to sit down and do. And obviously, later this week, I'll talk about some ways that I could actually sit down with you and help you with this. But essentially, you have to be able to get organized and ensure that all of your priorities and responsibilities and obligations are being fulfilled. And as Muslims, we already have the 5 daily prayers to structure our day. So we structure our day around the 5 daily prayers, and this is going to depend on the person. And it's dependent on, and I can send you guys the interviews of all, the brothers who we've done this for. But essentially, that's the first thing, is you have to believe that it's even possible by looking at examples of people who had it harder than you, who were able to succeed. And you also have to remember that Allah can make the impossible happen. Prophet Zakaria alayhi salam made dua for a child in old age, and Allah granted children to people in old age, and so many miracles, so many times that we know from the Quran. But also in our day-to-day lives, there are so many miracles that we see. And even these people who work 80 plus hours a week and have 4 plus kids, them getting fit is indeed a modern day miracle, in addition to what we know and believe in from the Quran. So that's the first thing, is the mental component. You have to shift this limiting belief. I know it feels like you don't have time, but when we do an audit of 160 hours a week, we will be able to find the time, even if it's just 2 to 3 hours a week, that we can devote towards fitness, which is literally less than 2% of your time. SubhanAllah. Now, the next component is we have to find a way to actually get the fitness within 2 to 3 hours per week. And what I like to tell people is that the bare minimalist strategy, even on your busiest weeks where you can't even commute to the gym because that 15-minute drive or that 5-minute walk or however far you are from the gym is literally something you cannot afford to spend. So on those weeks, what we do is we do something called a bodyweight backup workout. You have to have a minimum effective dosage of training. I had a guy who was working 17-hour days at Facebook, so there's no way he was able to make it to the gym, even though they had a gym on campus at Facebook. And so what he did was, in that 17-hour day, before he took his morning shower, I had him do a 10-minute workout from his hotel room. That's it, bodyweight. And this is an amazing solution because once you have this as your backup for those weeks where you're just too busy to even make it to the gym, there's nothing going to stop you from being consistent. Okay, and there's a lot of other strategies. I'm going to give you kind of the simple overview today. The next component is, and then of course on the weeks where you have time to go to the gym, we have a gym protocol as well. Now the next component is of course the nutrition. Because you can work out all you want, you can even work out way more than that, but if you're eating a bunch of junk food, you're not going to get results. So when it comes to nutrition, you don't need to go and track everything that you eat because that's going to take up a lot more time, and it's not realistic if somebody has a busy schedule. Of course, if you have the time to do it, it's good for you, it's better for you to track so you know what you're eating, but for a lot of people, it's just not realistic. So what needs to happen is you need a structured meal plan that's already laid out for you so that you can actually, do things properly, okay? And the food actually needs to taste good. And I'm going to say something that's going to scare some of you away, those of you who are lazy or give up at the first sign of trouble, but you got to be able to meal prep. Now, what meal prep? Doesn't that take a long time? Don't you have to cook for 10 hours and spend your whole weekend doing it? I don't have that kind of time. No, absolutely not. How do you think these people who work 80 plus hours a week and have 4 plus kids did it? We did meal prep and we got it down to 1 hour a week. Okay, so that leaves us with 1 to 2 hours for the training component for those people who really needed that time efficient strategy. So when you meal prep, it saves you a lot of time. You don't have to decide what you're going to eat because you already have a meal prep according to your plan. Likewise, you already have the meals ready to go, and if they taste good because you're following the recipes and seasoning protocols that we give you as well, then it's very, very easy for you to be able to, just go and pop it in the microwave and eat it. And no, microwaves do not cause cancer. There's no evidence for that. You get a lot more radiation when you ride in an airplane. So if you're scared of cancer from microwaves, never ride in an airplane, never visit your family back home. Okay? Now, and I know that some of you travel a lot, And don't worry, there are solutions to this for travel. I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to make it short and sharp. Because my big outcome with today's video is I just want all of you who feel like you don't have time to get fit in 2025 for that no longer to be an obstacle for you. Because number one, mentally, we've broken past the excuse, right? And some people use it as an excuse. They just say it because they're lazy. But if you genuinely don't have time because you work so much and you feel really overwhelmed, and even some people who do have the time just don't feel like they do because they're not organized. They've never had somebody sit down with them and coach them and actually get organized, mindset-wise, schedule-wise, priorities-wise, everything else. Well, of course, they're going to have this barrier, right? But once you have that established, it's just a matter of having the right strategy, having a backup strategy for those weeks where you're really busy, and having a nutrition plan that you actually really, really like. This is the key, and that's what I want to inspire you with today. So now, two things, okay? I could go deeper into this. We're going to have a Q&A, maybe 2 Q&As later this week to finish off the year strong. But I just want to quickly tell you 2 things. So if you're somebody who wants to do our program, I'll tell you about that in a second, but if you want to just do the solution on your own, you are in a tight position financially, or you just don't want to work with a coach yet, or you want to watch some more of our content first, no problem. All I want you to do is 2 things. Just focus on 2 things. Number 1, for the first 14 days of the new year, no sugar for 14 days, okay? That's one quick win that will help you lose weight and get a lot of momentum. And after 3 days, you won't crave sugar anymore, but the first 3 days are the hardest, okay? Of course, to fight against those sugar cravings, what I want you to do is make sure you're eating more protein, more complex carbs, but keep your fats low. This is the strategy that also allows you to make a lot of great recipes. And what you can also do is after this video on the replay, comment recipe below, grab our free 45-page sample recipe book. We have hundreds of recipes, but this 45-page book has some of our most popular ones. So you can comment and you can grab that. And then what you can also do is you can drop below a comment of the replay of this, not the live, because it doesn't work on the live, but only on the replay, the word meal prep, or DM me the word meal prep if you already commented the word recipe, and I will send you my free meal prep guide, which shows you how to meal prep in 1 hour, okay? Really, really simple stuff. Those 2 free resources alone, you got no excuses not to succeed in the new year. And then obviously for the workouts themselves, this is best customized to you for like the actual schedule, and setting it up custom to you is going to depend on your schedule. So this is something that needs to be customized, which is why coaching is the best case scenario for this. We're going to actually sit down and go through this. So I usually just have my team do consultations, but tomorrow and Tuesday, I've opened up 3 spots to do consultations. Now, some of those spots may have already filled up because I posted on my story this morning. Maybe all of them have filled up. But what I want you to do is if you want to see if one of those spots is still available, or maybe if you're truly serious, I will make a spot for you to do a consultation with the intention of you signing up for the program. What you can do is you can go to my story, tap the thing, and then inshallah, we'll send you the link. You can book a call, and inshallah, we're going to make sure that we sit down, talk through all the psychological and logistical barriers, and ensure that you see success with your New Year's fitness goals. So, inshallah, I will see you there. Any questions you have, let me know. I'll do a Q&A on the program later this week. And inshallah, let's close out this year strong and start the new one with success. May Allah give you all success. Ameen. And inshallah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And I will post a replay of this so you can grab those resources. Comment recipe, comment meal prep, but only one of the keywords works, so you have to DM me the second one. All right, assalamu alaikum.